Hey everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Subs Unboxing. If you'd like to know what video game stuff we'll be unboxing next, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell button. Capcom has been one busy game developer in recent years. Not only have they released the latest Street Fighter VI in the long-running Street Fighter series, highly acclaimed Resident Evil remakes, and new Monster Hunter games, but they are also bringing the nostalgic arcade memories of their fighting games released for the past decades. Less than half a year ago, we unboxed their Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, and we are still enjoying every moment and pixel of the collection. And they've just released yet another collection that we can't wait to unbox with all of you. This is what we're unboxing this week: Capcom Fighting Collection 2 on PlayStation 4. About 3 years ago, Capcom released their first Capcom Fighting Collection that was released in June 2022, and we'd also unboxed the game at that time. If you missed our previous unboxing, you could always check out the link below. But one collection can't possibly contain all the fighting games Capcom have ever released. That's why this follow-up title, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, has arrived. Let's have a look at the packaging first. The version we got is for PlayStation 4, and it comes with the standard translucent blue game case. It is also available on Switch, Xbox and PC, but physical edition is only available for PS4 and Switch. At least, there should be something in store for everyone. We have a very nice illustration that features some of the fighters from both Capcom and SNK side. Fighting game fans who've been playing long enough should immediately recognize that the cover art was drawn by SNK's renowned artist, Shinkilo, with his very distinctive artistic style. On the back, we have the titles that are featured in this collection, plus a couple screenshots captured in-game. Let's remove the shrink wrap to see what's included in this game. Here we go. Okay, since it's a standard edition, it's not that complicated to unbox the contents. Let's have a quick look at the game disc. It features the same illustration as the cover art, and the games are all packed in one single disc. And we have in here a bonus DLC sheet for bonus soundtrack. That's awesome. So we can have something else when we have installed it. Now here's the exact list of games that are included: Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro, Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2001, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, Project Justice, Power Stone, Power Stone 2, and Plasma Sword Nightmare of Bilston. Let's briefly walk through each of the titles. Fans should be most familiar with Capcom vs. SNK and Capcom vs. SNK 2, which were released in 2000 and 2001 respectively, because at that time it's a huge collaborative project between the two fighting game giants, Capcom and SNK. And they also had a counterpart called SNK vs. Capcom SVC Chaos with a re-release just last year, and I have a Japanese copy in here. The two alternates not only contain the rosters from the opposite companies, but they also adopted the fighting styles and schemes to make them a very unique fighting experience. Capcom Fighting Evolution was considered a conglomeration of different characters from Capcom fighting games, including those from Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter Alpha, Darkstalkers, and even Red Earth. You may say it's an all-star cast of Capcom franchises, even though many of us at that time found that the game to be a bit unbalanced, like controlling Sakura to fight against a dinosaur. But don't be too surprised though, as Red Earth was included in the first Capcom Fighting Collection. and at least it's a fighting game and always worth a try. Next one is Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. Street Fighter Alpha 3 was and still is my favorite among all three Street Fighter Alpha/Zero titles, not only because it has the cartoony drawing and the largest roster, but also contains the World Tour mode that is like a mini RPG game on its own, where you can customize and grow your fighters, not to mention the 3 isms, plus a custom one for the World Tour mode that made the title popular. Project Justice is the sequel to Rival Schools. That's also one of the Capcom's earlier effort to make 2.5D fighting games after Street Fighter EX, with 3-on-3 team battles, which is similar to KOF structure. Of course, we can't really compare the graphics of Rival Schools or Project Justice with modern day fighters, but it's still an enjoyable series that allowed us to control 3D characters, with super moves quite similar to the Street Fighter series. Now here's something a bit peculiar to be included in this collection. We have both Power Stone and Power Stone 2, where 4 players enter an arena together and summon the Power Stones that grant them different powers and abilities against others. Consider them as the Capcom version of Super Smash Bros. But even to date, I still don't play well with any of the Power Stone games. Maybe I just got bullied or butchered in arcade all along. At least now I have a chance to know what the heck is going on screen with this collection. The last one on the list is Plasma Sword Nightmare of Bilstein. It's actually the sequel to Star Gladiator Episode 1 Final Crusade, in which both are weapon-based fighting games with 3D characters on the 2D plane, so they are also 2.5D fighting games. Although 2 had been released back then, it didn't gain a lot of popularity, mostly because it's been overshadowed by other fighting games like Street Fighter, The King of Fighters, and even Capcom vs series. And if you want a decent weapon-based fighter, you may want to go ahead with Soul Calibur instead. It still bothers me a bit why they only include the second one, but not the first in this collection. But for fighting game enthusiasts who've been never heard of the game or too young to know, now's the perfect time to get to know more. Now here's something extra if you pre-order the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. A mini Capcom vs SNK comic by Udon with many of the Capcom and SNK characters. Let me quickly flip the pages for you. It's a short and small one, but we never mind having some bonuses thrown into a game. Here's something else we'd like to discuss before we wrap up this video. If you prefer to go with the Japanese version, you'll also get this original comic, mostly in Japanese, plus 3 postcards featuring original illustrations. I like the postcards judging from the official photos. And if you order on Amazon Japan website, they'll also give you the same download code for additional arranged BMG tracks. Japanese versions always get some bonuses that we can only envy for living on the other side of the world. But since I don't want to wait for the Japanese version to arrive so late, I got the North American version instead to do some timely unboxing. So that's it for this episode of Cells Unboxing. If you enjoyed this unboxing video, please give us a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and share with others who love fighting games. With 8 fighting games packed in one collection, it will surely take us some time to play each one of them while getting used to all the different control schemes. Not to mention the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves that we just unboxed last week. I'll also need to pop the disc in and start practicing. Hope you all enjoyed this nostalgic moment. More video games will be unboxed soon, so stay tuned. Have a great gaming session, everyone.